This is a historic and fulfilling moment in the history and the unfolding of Guruji's work. As he said, I came to reveal the scriptures anew. I came to bring the Kriya Yoga, Gita, Second Coming, and the lessons. That's the divine tripod on which this work, on which the sadhana and the progress toward liberation of each follower of this path will progress until ultimate liberation. And remember, as Guruji says so beautifully, he says, restudy the precepta, meaning the lessons, restudy the precepta regularly. And then he says, through the teachings and practicing the teachings, you get that contact with the gurus more than just by mere outward physical contact. Isn't that a powerful statement? You know, that's why he said, when I am gone, the teachings will be the guru. Through the teachings, you will be in tune with me and the great gurus who sent me. So he says, restudy the preceptor, restudy the lessons regularly, and you will get that contact. Well, let me give you a little background and then some news. First of all, let me just explain. This new edition of the lessons, which our Gurudev gave to our revered late President Mrinalini Mata many years ago as her life's work, to reorganize, redo, revamp, reconstitute the lessons according to the ideal, according to his vision of what they were to be for all time to come. So they're completely reorganized. And to start with, everybody who enrolls for the lessons will receive 18 basic lessons. And those will come every 2 weeks. And at the end of those 18 lessons, or near the end of them, then one will be ready, or will be eligible, I should say, to apply for Kriya Yoga. Now, at the beginning of these lessons, at the beginning of these 18 lessons, there's a marvelous introduction from Guruji, from Paramahansaji. And it gives his words about the purpose of the lessons, it gives his words about the blessings, and really just an overview and a powerful motivation for students of the lessons. And the good news is this, that on January 5th, Guruji's birthday, we are going to send out an email, as they call it, an email blast. Is that what they call it? Email blast? Yeah, an email blast. And all SRF students, all SRF members who are enrolled or have studied the lessons will be able to follow the instructions in that email to sign up and request, and then we will immediately mail a printed copy of this beautiful introduction of Master. So right after Guruji's birthday, this will be the beginning of the launch of the new edition of the lesson. See, this says Introduction, Highest Achievements Through Self-Realization, and this is a 24 pages of teaching and inspiration. This is Guruji's personal message. He wrote the first one, the introduction. You'll get that message in your email on January 5th. So what does that mean? That means, first of all, everybody, please be sure that you have registered your email address on our website. Go there, make sure your account, your information, your contact information is up to date, and then you'll be able to get this without delay. We'll send it through the regular post, this printed copy of the introduction. I know you'll love it. You'll be very inspired by it. In fact, you'll be so inspired by it that then you'll want to say, well, where's the next lesson and the next lesson and the next lesson? So here's that part of the update. Those of you who've been following along know that our monks and nuns and lay members in many different aspects of the work, in our publications, in our information technology, our systems, our computer technology, our membership services, the ones that manage all of the enrollments and help each of the devotees around the world with their subscriptions and their membership. Everybody has been completely, I shouldn't use this word, but it's the truth. They've been totally disrupted by the juggernaut of these new lessons that's rolling literally from cosmic consciousness down through the causal world and the astral world and the physical world through the instrumentality of Guruji's divine organization, SRF and YSS. But there's been a tremendous amount of getting ready for that. That goes on even as I'm talking. And we're getting very close, though, very close to the completion. And so probably shortly, we hope as shortly as possible after you all receive this introduction, that then we will have a second event, an official launch of opening the enrollment to individuals all around the world. So that will be, we don't have a date fixed for that yet, but stay tuned, and that we hope will be not that long. As Guruji kept saying to Brother Anandamoy, soon now, soon now. And it's such a joy, it's such a thrill that we're releasing these lessons simultaneously in YSS from Ranchi and in SRF from here at the Mother Center. So worldwide, all of Guruji's devotees, east and west, will all embark on this new journey together simultaneously. Now, they'll first be released in English, and as soon as we're able to, the main concentration, all the concentration up to this point has been finalizing all of the details, all of the infrastructure and procedures and new equipment and new technology and so on for making this possible. As soon as the English ones are out, we're going to give very high priority to other languages. And each one of those will be released as our wonderful devotee translators complete them. So keep them all in your prayers. Now the other thing, one of the things about this that's it's not so simple as just printing some paper lessons like this and getting them ready for you, because so much has gone into these lessons. I just want to share a few aspects of it with you. The printed lessons and the content, of course, they're vastly expanded. They contain a great deal of material that Guruji gave in the latter years of his life that wasn't available when he first brought out the lessons in the 1930s. And as you can see from this sample, it's a whole new layout and design. And we're just thrilled that in addition to the printed lessons, we will also be releasing them in digital form for devotees around the world, not to have only the digital version, but as an accompaniment to studying the printed lessons. And there's an important point there, which you'll understand as we get more into this, and we'll talk more about it. But the digital version of the lessons will be available on a proprietary app for smartphones and other digital platforms, both on the Apple devices, iOS system, and the Android system. And so that devotees, say if you're traveling or you commute to work, or you're whatever circumstances, you'll never be far from Guruji's loving, motivating, caring encouragement. Find God. Follow the path. Don't forget. Find God. You'll be so glad you did. And you'll be so, just as he said, read a little bit of the lessons each day. Now that will be possible. Now also, in addition to the content in the printed lesson, which will also be available in the digital form, along with that, there's a lot more material. There will be audio material. I wanted to play this little excerpt of Guruji's voice, because with many of the lessons connected with that lesson will be an audio excerpt of the Guru's voice talking, some of them that nobody has ever heard before, where he's giving beautiful, inspiring counsel and encouragement about whatever is pertinent to that individual lesson. Many of them will have one of those, and so those will be accessible through the digital app. In addition, there'll be technique instruction. There'll be classes from the monastics and from some of Guruji's advanced disciples on the energization exercises, the Hong Sa technique, the Om technique. Those will be thoroughly presented in the printed lessons, and then also presented in video format for people to be able to really learn it and absorb it from all directions, all angles, with all their faculties. And then the energization exercises we've been working hard over the last year, and those will be now taught in addition to the printed instructions. They'll be taught in two other ways. One, a live class demonstrated by one of our monastics, showing people how to do the energization exercises and also leading them through in a sample practice. And then also, it's even more or equally useful, I should say, the exercises have now been converted into animated form. And so these little animations that show, here's where the energy is directed in this exercise, and here's where it's so I'm just describing it verbally. When we have after the new year, when we have the official lessons launch, then we'll show some of these things to all of you. Okay, is that fair? No? You can say no, but it won't change anything. Now, in addition to the digital form on mobile devices, along with that will come, we're making a whole new portal in the SRF website for lesson students only. You know, up until now, our website has been a portal for information and inspiration just for the world at large. Now, there'll be a whole other dimension to the website. It's being totally reconstructed, totally redesigned, and that will also house and also harbor this lessons material that is auxiliary or adjunct material to what's in Guruji's words in the printed lessons. So audio material, video material, guided meditations, kirtan chanting. It will expand and expand as the years go by. So this is another thing. We not just doing the typesetting and layout of the printed lessons, and not just doing the animation and constructing the energization instruction, or the digital app and so on, but also redoing this whole portal, divine portal, where Guruji's, how shall we even visualize this? It's really, this is Guruji's personal instruction expanding to embrace the whole world, regardless of whether one is near a temple, or near a center, to be able to take that instruction, to take those liberating techniques, those liberating instructions, and most of all, that ongoing personal one-on-one connection between guru and disciple that flows vibrationally through the transmission that he gives in these SRF lessons. He promised that. That's what you heard that in that recording. The teachings will be the guru, and he said, by your study of the teachings and by your practice of the teachings, you will be able to have that contact of the guru more than merely being in his physical presence. Now, as I already mentioned, of course, all previous students of the lessons will be more than welcome to enroll, and I'm sure you'll be thrilled to enroll for this new presentation. Those who are in the middle of the lessons now will be transitioned through one or another way. There'll be some options for that, and that will be explained. But again, that was something that's still in the midst of being worked out, a seamless way of transitioning when these new ones are launched. My helpers, we have the most magnificent and wonderful lessons rollout team, and they've prepared these notes to make sure that I wouldn't forget anything in my enthusiasm for sharing with you. So, oh yes, here's one other thing. This is wonderful, very important. The pricing. Now, it had been I'm sure Guruji's wish expressed in the hearts and minds of all of us who serve his work, that this new edition of the lessons, I should say this world-changing, world-transforming new edition of the lessons, should be made available, should be easily available to anyone who is sincere. And with all of the new material, all of the different aspects that I've described, naturally there's quite a cost of development in connection with that. But we are definitely going to offer these lessons at a way subsidized, way lower than what our costs are. And at the same time, we're going to be inviting Guruji's devotees who have a little bit more in the way of material means to may perhaps contribute a little bit more to make it possible for those who can only contribute a little bit less. Do you like that idea? Yeah. Do you think that Guruji will reach out and make it easy and make it possible for anybody who wants the lessons to receive them? We do. That's our hope. We want these to be available to any sincere soul. The world needs souls who want these lessons. The world needs souls who are willing to follow the lessons, to follow the techniques, to transform their lives, to become those points of light, those points of elevation of the world's consciousness, those points of purification of the world's consciousness. It all comes from that one-on-one personal communion with God. And nobody has ever given a more complete, a more scientific, a more practical, and a more doable set of instructions than our beloved Guru Dev. God bless you. Guru bless you. Jai Guru.